Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. On this channel you will find lots and lots of seasonal decor DIYs and daily decor DIYs. If you like this content and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot to grow and it doesn't cost you anything. So for now, of course, let's jump into our new inspiration for today. For this DIY, we need, of course, our tumbling tower blocks and the smaller blocks I use today. Of course, I have my wood glue. You can use some hot glue, but I always say be careful that your project is not falling apart, because hot glue is most of the time a little unsteady. Then you use wood glue, but of course you also have hot glue, which is wood glue inside, so maybe you have the thing that you can use that. Of course, I have some paint at your choice. I have here my little container with all my pieces inside, like a scissor, a cutter, of course, some markers, some pencils, some brushes. So a little bit of everything I need. What I'm going to do today, we're going to make a little you can use it as a stand, you can hang it on your wall, and you can do something inside. You can use it as a planter, you can use it for any decor you like. So I don't have really a name for it, so we will see how this will turn out. Let you surprise you, that's better word. So we're going to start with the back side of our stand hanger. We will see, like I said, we will see how this will turn out. We are going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks, and we are going to, very easy, roll them together with a little bit of glue. Of course, you can use a metal hook, like I always say. I'm most of the time just doing eyeballing it. I have it laying around, but I never use it. I probably am very stubborn. So I'm always doing it this way, but everyone who is here already for a long time knows this already. So we're going to squeeze it, and again press them together and make a nice line. And of course you still can redo it after a while also, because that's the great thing about wood glue. You still can redo it after it's even dried in already a little, and that's the greatest thing most of the time. So, and with hot glue it's always a little bit more difficult. When it is stuck, it is stuck. But the nice thing about wood glue, of hot glue, is of course you can easily get your DIYs out of each other because they easily break. So if you want to have something temporary, then it's always easy to use hot glue. And this is number 10, and number 11 will be the closure up again. Squeeze it, and of course it is a possibility when you squeeze it that your blocks are jumping on top, because not every block is sometimes the same measurement, and then he will sometimes pop out. I have that already so many times, so don't worry if it comes out. I'm going to go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and if everything correctly, you easily can see it that it is 11, and you don't have to count it anymore. And I'm going to do 1, and this is the last one I'm going to do with you together, because or else it will take much too long of your time, because a lot of people already think, why is she showing this all to us? But I always love to show everything and talk to you. Sometimes I wish I could do it live, but with my English, I'm a little bit too scared to do it live. But it would be so awesome to speak with you live. But you never know, maybe in the future someday. And like this, I'm going to give it a couple of, you see already this block is a little smaller than the other one. So I'm going to place it aside. I'm going to take another one because it's a back side and it needs to be a very even, at least as even as we can have it. So that's why I'm going to replace this one for a block which is the same measurement. Of course, I have always my wet towel, an old piece of kitchen towel, and I'm going to go over it, wipe away, the glue we don't need, like this. And every time we do it again until you have the right measurement. So this is 3 and we need 5 of 11. So I'm going to do the other 2 a little bit faster. You see here we have our 5 pieces of 11. What I'm going to do, I'm going to carefully place this one on the side and do some glue on each block. Of course I have to go over here, and I'm going to very carefully place also this on the side, and we're going to do also on this one some glue. And of course this one could have been a little bit less. And again we're going to very carefully place this one on the side too, and we do some glue, a line over here. And now we're going to do the last one very carefully on the side, because it's still not totally dry. But I like when it's not dry, because you still can redo it afterwards. But don't be scared if everything falls apart, you still easily can replace it again. So again, place it over here, place it over here, place it over here, and place it over here. And now we're going to try to work our way so we get a nice plank. And if you have open gaps and you don't like it, just do some speckle over it and just make it one smooth piece. But I always think it gives a little bit more structure to your work if it is not everything is perfect, because that's not always where you go for. And again, squeeze a little until you get it as fitting as you can. And most of the time, if you work a little bit with it, it will connect very easy this way. And again, go over it with your wet towel and make a nice piece. And you see already this one needs a little bit of pressure over here and over here. So, and I'm going to let this rest for a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, while this one is drying, we are going to make 4 blocks, and we're going to glue them on the tops. So a very little on the top, also over here. And we're going to place it, and the last one. And we're going to squeeze them together this way. And number 4. And again, squeeze it and lay it apart. We get another piece of 4. And we're going to do some glue over here, and the last one. And again, squeeze it and press it together in one straight line. And this way we go over it with our towel, because there's a little bit too much glue on top. And you see already this block is a little bit more uneven, but we're going to try to use it. We're going to get 5 blocks. We're going to do the same again. So on 1, on number 2, number 3, and number 4, and 5 is the closure up. Squeeze it until one big piece, and this way. This is already a 1, and now we're going to go for the last one. And again, only on the tops. And number 2, number 3, and number 4. And then we also have the sides of the frame already. Squeeze a little and get it in a straight line, and remove your glue. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes rest. So we gave it a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we are going to glue some glue on the underside of this line. So very easy, and be careful, because it still can break, but it doesn't matter, because you still can redo it. Place it over here. You're going to do some glue on this side, on the underside, do a little glue and place it over here. You're going to do here the same, of course, on the underside of this one. And you're going to do this one the same. Do some glue over here and here. So what we're going to do, because of course also on this side we do a little and on this side a little, we're going to place it down, and we do also a little over here and a little over here. What we're going to do, we're going to now place this one against here. We're going to place this one against here, and now we're going to, of course, this one up. And of course he's not totally fitting with the small blocks, because the small blocks are, the measurements are always a little bit sometimes off, so you have to work with it. Of course, if you really don't like it, then you have to cut off a piece of your tumbling towel block, and then you have to make sure that it is fitting. But I don't mind, because I like a little bit of the corner this way, so for me it is not a problem. But if it is for you, then make sure that you cut it off and make a straight line. I'm going to place this one over here and make sure that everything is the shape that I like, because if it is really dried in, then you of course can't readjust it anymore. So again, over here I have to make sure that it is fitting. So, and this is already the biggest size, and now we're going to make the frame of the smaller size. For the base of the smaller one, we are going to get 8 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to do the same like we did with, of course, the bigger one. I like this size better, but you can also make, maybe make still a one smaller. But then you would go for 3 of 5. But then you get really a small one. But of course, if you like a third one and you like really a small size with it, then you can of course go for 3 rows of 5. And this is already a number 1, and we have to make sure that we have a nice straight line. Of course, we wipe away the glue also from our piece. And again, let it dry. We're going to make another one, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And of course, don't worry, I'm going to do so in a moment the rest without the camera, at least a little bit faster, so you don't get bored. So this is already 2 pieces of 8, and we need, like I said, 4 pieces of 8. Squeeze them, press them together this way, have them in a straight line, and wipe away the glue, and this way, and we do it until you have the shape you like. I'm going to do, like I said, the other a little bit faster. And of course, in the meantime, well, these 4 are drying. Our 4 pieces of 8, we are going to get 3 blocks, and we're going to do this on the tops, and we do this one on the top, and we're going to roll them together until one piece. This is already number 1. We're going to do again 1 of 3 on the top and on this top, and we're going to squeeze them and press them down this way. We see already he is not really happy with it, so he's a little bit struggling. So I'm going to do 4 blocks, and we're going to do the same procedure, this second one and the third one, and of course roll them together again, squeeze it, and you already have your first of 4. And now we need the last of 4 on the tops, and on this one, and on the third one, and we're going to roll them together again in one straight line, And we're going to get our towel and wipe away the glue we don't need. Of course, also over here. And we're going to let this rest in for a couple of minutes also. So we are going to get our piece of 8, lay it on the side again, the same like we did with the other one. And do a little bit of glue. We're going to place very carefully this one on the side. We do the same. And we're going to glue this line. And we're going to do on this one also the same. And do some glue over here on each block. And we're going to go very carefully, place it against each other. And this one. And the last one. And we're going to get a nice piece of together like this. Just work a little bit with it, give it a little bit of pressure on each side so everything is fitting a little bit better this way. And we're going to get our wet towel, wipe away the glue we don't need, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them over, turn this one over, turn this one over, and this one, so we get always a flat side, because this is the side you pressed on the table. So do some glue, a little line over here. We do the same on here, a little line, and we do here a little on the side, and we do a little line over here and on the side, and here the same. We start above and we go under and we go to the top. So, and now we're going to give this one on the side. We're going to place this one on the side and give it a little bit of pressure. And we're going to place this one, of course, also on the sides. And this one. And this is the same with the other ones. You don't get it totally fitting. It's a little bit of the corners, but I don't mind. But like I said, if you don't like it, that's the with the smaller blocks, it doesn't they don't fit 3 blocks. It's not totally 1 block. It's almost, but not totally. So that's a little bit that you have to work with. But maybe you are lucky and you are having the blocks which are really having the size you need. Again, we wipe away the glue and we're going to let this rest. So we have now both both our pieces. And what we're going to do, we are going to make, for the bigger one, we are going to make the little pocket on the front, which we can use for decorating. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this one also beside the other one. So over here, we are going to make 2 blocks together on top of each other. So very easy. We do some glue on the sides. So not on the top, only on the side. We're going to do it over here. And this is number 2. This is number 3. Glue them together. I already have 1 done already. Is number 4. And this will be number 5. We go for number 6. And the last for the bigger one will be number 7. So very easy. You're going to squeeze them and make them in a straight line. Squeeze it in a straight line. Squeeze and make them fitting very nicely together. And this way. And you see already, I'm pressing with the one I already did. That doesn't work. And this one over here. And we're going to make sure that they have a straight line. Of course, there is some glue coming out. So wipe away the glue you don't need. And this way. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes to rest in. In the meantime, while the sides and the bottom of our pocket is drying, we're going to make the top and we're going to get 10 blocks. So we already have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what we're going to do, we very easy, you already expected, we are going to row them together. This is so easy to make, but you can have so much fun with this everyday decor, because you can change them up for any season. I always love having this around, and I think I'm going for mine, not on the wall, but I think I'm going to make a stand for it because I always like to place things down in my kitchen or in my living room or somewhere else. You can use it for everywhere. So I'm going to make a straight line, and of course we wipe away the glue. Don't forget, but you can't forget it because I tell it to you already 100 times. I hear myself saying it, but of course a lot of you don't mind because you love to see how it is when it is made. So again, the last piece of 10, and we have 3, 6, 7, 8 and 9 and number 10. So this will be the last, and this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a number 9 again, and we're already there. Squeeze it, straight line, and again wipe away the glue, and I'm going to let this rest also for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, while these two are drying, we're going to take 3 of the 2, do some glue, and do some glue over here, and we're going to roll them together until one piece. Very easy. Squeeze it, and we're going to do for this one the same, only the 2 piece. And again, make sure that you have them fitting nicely together, and this one, and let this rest in also a couple of minutes. And of course, what we're going to do, we're going to very carefully place this on the side, do some glue also on this line, and we're going to place this down again, and we're going to glue both of the pieces together like this. So now we have the top, the sides and the bottom of our pocket. So we're going to give this also a couple of minutes, and then we glue everything together. So we have our 2 pieces of 10. We're going to get the one with 3. Of course, we do some glue on the underside. Over here, we're going to place this one in the middle on the underside, and this way give it a little bit of pressure so it stays a little bit better in place. Now we're going to do this one. We're going to do on the underside a little glue, and on this side a small line over here, and we're going to place this one over here. And of course, this one is also not totally fitting because it's also have a little overlay, the same like you have with the other one, but we're going to work with it again on the underside and a little on this side, and we're going to place it again over here, and we're going to squeeze it, and we make sure that the underside is really straight next to each other, and like this, and just work with it until you have the shape you like. And I'm going to let this dry. This pocket is for the bigger one, and now we're going to make it for the smaller one. For the smaller one, we need 6 pieces of 2. So also very easy. This is 4 pieces, 5 and 6. Just roll them together again, the same like you did with the other one. A little glue, and again squeeze and squeeze, and this one. And like I said, this is so easy, you can use for all your year round. I always like also decor which you can change up and redo every time and time again, because decor is normally, when you buy it in the stores, it's very expensive, and this is so easy to make because you made it yourself. It's always so nice when you make it yourself, and this is DIYing which can do everyone, because this is so easy to do. And I'm also just like a lot of you are, just an amateur and just love to show you what I like to make, but I'm by me. I'm not a professional. I don't know a lot of things about DIYing. I just most of the time just do something. I really have no idea what I'm doing, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but most of the time it will. So we have now our 6 pieces of 2. What we're going to do also, we're going to make 2 rows of 7. So we have 5, 6, 7. This is 1. And we're going to do again 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, we're going to place this one also together. And then we also have the pocket already for the smaller size. And this one. Oh, you see already the number 5 and number 6 and 8 is the closure up of 7 is the closure up, because we need 2 of 7. And the last. And then we are almost there with gluing. And this one. And this one. And we're going to roll them together again. Squeeze it. And do it in a straight line. And give it a couple of minutes rest. In the meantime, while these 2 are drying, I'm going to make 3 sets of 2. I'm going to glue this one together. And this one together. And this one. And like this. And we're going to squeeze it. Squeeze it. And this one. So now we're going to get our 2 pieces of 7. We do some glue on the top over here, and we're going to glue them together. Place it down and give them a little bit of pressure, just that everything glues nicely together. And this one is very easy, because in the meantime while this is drying, you also can already glue this one on the bottom. Also over here, we're going to press it down, squeeze, and place it in the place you want to have it. This one you need on the underside, and you need a little on the side. And you're going to place it over here. And you're going to do here the same on the underside. And a little on the side. Of course, you see already I did this side wrong. I have to have it on this side. So I'm going to get my towel and wipe away this side, of course. You see already, this is also what I mean. I'm just an amateur. I'm doing something, and I'm going to give it a little push to the other side, because I have a little bit too much over here. So I'm going to make this lean over a little and give a little bit of pressure. And I'm going to let this dry in also. So I have here my bigger size, and of course I also have here my bigger size of my pocket. We're going to do some glue around it, and we're going to place it on here. So some glue over here, and we make a line, and over here. We're going to turn it over, and we're going to look for where we want to have it in the middle, of course. And I have to look for that I have a straight line. I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure. And again, look for if you have it on the place you want to have it. So I'm going to let this dry in. I have here now the smaller one, and we're going to repeat the same like we did with the other. We're going to get, of course, our smaller box of pocket. We're going to do some glue, the same over here and over here. And we're going to turn it over, and we're going to place this also on the underside, of course. This is what I mean, that if the glue is not totally ready, then you have to work a little bit with it. And we're going to place it inside and this way. And we have to make sure that we have it in a straight line, give it some pressure. And again, let it dry for at least a half hour, because now we have to let it rest at least for a half hour to an hour. Give it some time right now, so it can really nicely dry in now. You see already how both of them turned out, and I'm really happy with the result. Of course, if you look closely, you see I have a little small line over here over, and like I said, I want to make a stand out of it. So if I am taking one block, and if you are correctly, you see if I'm closing it over here, it is exactly one block. So if you glue your pocket on top, make sure that you measure out a little bit that it is the size that you can even have the same over here and have one block. What I'm going to do is, whoop, you see already I'm going almost did drop it, and I did the same of course also over here. You see he's also fitting inside of here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the measurement of course of my blocks over here. You see I have this one will be 3. I'm going to glue, and one of them, you see one block, I need to cut off the length of the width of one of the blocks. I hope I explain it right. You see these 2 blocks, and of course I need a little piece of the 3rd block, and he is just as wide as one of the blocks, so you have to cut off a little piece. And here is the same. Here you have 3 blocks, and of course the 4th will be a little piece like this. This needs to come off also like this. So you need 3 and a piece, and here 2 and a piece. So I'm going to get my marker, and of course like I said, I have to show it to you. I have to go 3 over here and do this one. And of course you also can do it this way. It doesn't matter how you do it. And just make a little line over here and get your piece and place it on top of here. Like this. And just make a nice line. And if you're going to, you can easily cut off this little piece, and you need the smaller one. For this one the same, and for this one also the same. So I'm going to cut it off. Here are my pieces: 3 full blocks and 1 little block, 2 full blocks and 1 little block. So I'm going to, very easy, do some glue on the sides and do some glue over here. And what we're going to do is just roll them together this way. And we're going to do the bigger one the same, just some glue. Here's some glue. And on this one, some glue. And we're going to place this against each other, and then the little block also squeeze it and make a straight line, and do wipe away the glue you don't need also over here. And we're going to let this rest for a couple of minutes. So we are going to get our smaller one, we're going to turn it over, we're going to do some glue on the underside, on this one over here. Of course we want to be sure that it sticks very nicely, and of course we're going to place this one over here. Of course you have to look if the nice side is of course on the front, and we're going to place it over here, and if everything is correctly, here is fitting exactly on top like this. So, and we're going to let this rest. Of course we are going to do with the bigger one the same. It's so easy to do. Of course I show it to you, but you can already think about it that it has to be this way the same like we did with the other one. So very easy. Just look which one has the nicest look, and I always say that one has to be on front. So again, make sure that you have it in a straight line on the front and give it a little bit of pressure. And we're going to let this dry also. So our boxes are here on the side drying. I have here 2 little frames. This is just little pieces of canvas from the cardboard. He's only 68 cents. Euro cents is similar like dollar, so it's not even a dollar. So I'm going to remove the plastic, of course, because we don't want to paint over the plastic. But of course, normally it goes very fast, but always when the camera is running, it doesn't. So this is, you see, this is the canvas side, and this is just, I think you can buy this one everywhere, but you also can use a piece of cardboard. I'm going to use this for the front side of our boxes, because then you can change it up for any season and you can do anything on top. I'm going to give this one on the front a thick coat of schoolboard paint, so I can write on top of here, but you also can do something, maybe some picture or something else. Everyone is free, but I'm only going to paint it, and then you can make your own inspiration for what you want to have on the front. Of course, I do it in a thick layer because he has to be written on top later. So I will finish this off. So now we are going to paint our boxes. Of course, I'm going to use my favorite paint, and that is the little bit of the creamy color. Is really of sand color. Yeah, it's not totally sand, but it's also not white. So it's a little bit of in between. So I'm going to paint this one totally in this color, and of course also the other one. I was debating if I would do a little kind of the darker gray color, but I chose for this one. So we will see how this will turn out, and because this is a neutral tone, I can use it for every season and change it up every time. So I'm going to give both of them a color. So our boxes are painted. Of course, our little frame is painted of our little picture of tag, how you call it. I'm going to take my box, and of course I'm going to glue some waspin on top of here, so I can very easily remove our tag and just do a new tag or something else in between. But I'm going to look for where I want to have it, because I want to have it sideways. If you would like this on the front is also fine, so do whatever you think is right. I think I'm going for the side. At least I think I'm going for the side. I'm still debating with myself if I go for the side or in the middle. So you see already, I changed my mind. I'm going to place them in the middle, but choose whatever you think is right. You also can do them even over here, but I'm going for the middle. I think because I have two sizes, I think it looks better in the middle. So I will get my wood glue, and I'm going to do some glue on the underside, because we don't want that it is falling down. So we're going to give it a little bit of glue over here, and we're going to do for this one also in the middle, and we're going to place it over here, and we're going to let this dry in, and you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks. I call them decorative boxes, organizers, whatever you think is a nice name for it. Of course, if you want to hang them on your wall, then you don't have to make the stand, but you can also hang them with the stand. So you can do all the way. Of course, it is so much fun because you can decorate it for all seasons. I did it, of course, for this time, for the Christmas season and for the kitchen. You see in a moment a little bit closer, but I hope you took out your tumbling tile blocks too and did this DIY together with me. And of course, if you are here only for watching, of course, I always hope you have so much fun watching. And do you want to see more DIYs? Come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. If you are not here, if you're here and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot to grow. So I hope you will. Of course, enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.